Hello, it's Marco, and today I want to redo the video of the theming. And let's start with what we have. So I just created a label, placeholder text, and there is a input. And this can be input text. So we know what we have here. And then we will later on have the input as a text area as well as example, so we know that we have two different symbols. So let's just jump to the variables. Sorry, let's delete all the variables, and it's quite easy possible now with the Winden token, so you can just delete all the variables and we don't have anything anymore. Perfect. So let's just create a color. This is going to be neutral, and I'm just going to use the plain gray for now. And then if you press the shift return, it's going to duplicate the variable, and this is going to be a primary. Let's just use some blue. Perfect. And we will need to have the number. This is going to be a base font size. And we're going to use something like 18. We want some spacey typography here. And for now, we are not going to do the spacing, just to scope this tutorial. Perfect. So now we are going to start using the Winden tokens. We're going to create the shades for the primary and neutrals. And then we are going to create the fluid typography for this one. Let's use this scale ratio, and we can press generate, and you see that we now have everything. So just add one more variable, color, and that's what I like to do. Is I like to add white, and I like to add black, as that's going to be a pure white and pure black as well, in case you need it, because usually with the shades you create let me show you. With the shades, you usually create some light gray and dark gray, but usually you don't create in this case we have the black, but usually you don't create a pure black, because every color will be close to the light and almost black, but you usually need separate as black as well. Just we don't need black shades, and this is why. Perfect. So we have the neutrals, and we have the scale, we have the base, we have the white, we have black, and that's everything that we need. Perfect. So now let's jump into the layers. What we need, a new group, and we now need input. And we need also what I usually like, it's a page level. So for the page level, we can have the base as a background, and then we can have the contrast or text, how you prefer to call it. Perfect. And in this case, let's just use the pure white as a base, and we can use this as a text, so it's not pure black. And then for the input, and this is the trick. So we are going to scope this because this is going to have a background, and then it's have the border, and it have the text on the background. So I want to create the input as this, and this is going to pick up the page, because regarding of the on which page background it's going to be, it's going to pick up that color as well. So we don't need to do the double work. Input base text and border. Perfect. So for the base, we are going to use, light version of this, and then a placeholder can be something like this, and the border can be something little darker like this. Okay, awesome. Now let's just assign it to the label and the page actually. So the page, you see there is background, and this is going to pick up the page text color. You're going to understand it quite soon once I create a new theming. So for this we have border, we have placeholder, and we have the background. Awesome. And this is going to be a one symbol. I didn't create it as a symbol, but the logic is quite the same. And this is going to be text area, so another symbol. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the variables. This is going to be a core. And now we need to create a theme. And now you're going to see, so after I go here, what we now can do is there is an input, and it's at the core, and we're going to move it to the theme. And let's find the page as well, and we're going to move it to the theme. So what you can see here now, we have the under the theme, we have only the input and the page. We don't need to see everything or create everything as a theme or mess with that. So this is going to be a light, and then this is going to be a dark theme. So just to now manipulate, what we are going to do is light, and let's do the dark. And now here, let's see what's happening here. Page, base, perfect, page, base, awesome. Let's see, just a second, something got disconnected. Input, border, page, text, input, text, input, base, page, base, everything is connected. Okay, perfect. And now we have the theme, and we can choose between light and dark. Okay, so now let's just go to the plugins, and once we go here, you can see that we have the light and the dark. So if we move now to the dark, just a second to resize it a little. So now we can decide how we want that our dark theme looks like. It can be pure black, or we can even play with it and use something like this. And you see right away once you start connecting it. It can be this is a text, and you can see that it's starting to make sense right away. And now we can decide if we want that the placeholder as well have the opposite as well. So what we can do is, for the base, we can use something really darker. Maybe this is too much. Maybe like this. And then the placeholder can be this, something lighter. Let's see what's happening here. Input. Okay, it's quite dark. Yeah, didn't pick up the color. Aha, okay, it's picking up the border. That was the mistake. Perfect. And now let's play a little bit. So it can be this. And this is how you visually can see the updates. Let's have something lighter for the border. And this is how you create it. And this is now the key. So we have the input, and just messing those three values, we would actually replace all the input versions of the symbols, the input text area, input radio, input checkbox, input drop down, and everything. And now if you want to do the responsiveness, you would do the same principle. So here you have the theme, then you create responsive, and inside the responsive you would just manage the font sizes as well. You would create the input group. Inside the input group you will add the label and the text, because the placeholder and the text typed active text is the same size. It's usually just the different opacity that you manage with the colors. And once that is created, or you will see only those number values here in the responsive, and that's it. You don't need to mess up with everything, because here would be a mess that you create one more for the light, one version for the dark, and then if you create for the mobile and the desktop, you would have the duplicated colors as well that you need to manage, and then it's becoming a pain. And this is why I decided to create just the group that I need to modify, and on the long run becomes much faster. I hope you guys enjoy in the video. Please test the Winden and give me the suggestions. Is it useful for you, and what you would like to improve in the plugin? And also, if you have tips how you manage also the themes, please comment in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and bye.